I want to talk a few minutes about this morphing UFO I just put on YouTube a few days ago. Morphing daytime UFO right here. I'm filming it off the screen so I can make some points while I'm talking to you. This object I saw way up in by the clouds one day on Saturday or Sunday, whatever day it was. And these types of objects have been spotted all over the world, and they have been called UFOs by many people. It's my theory that some of these objects are interesting. I mean, I'll push pause there, and I don't know. This particular object, it resembles balloons, but if it was balloons, it was set off many miles away. If it is balloons, I want to show you something else. This particular object happened to make it on above top secrets page. I didn't ask this guy to put it on his page. I didn't expect anybody to pick it up and put it on their page. But if you have a gripe about somebody putting it on their page, I suggest you talk to this guy about it. He even writes, this guy, yeah, always says appalling footage, of course, but who cares what those people say? They're going to say, the guy in above top secret right here, the guy who placed this on his page, said this is interesting footage and I'm not sure what to make of this one. Looking for some input here. That's all he put on his page. He didn't say alien spacecraft. Even in my title I said UFO morphing daytime with a question mark. That's all I did. And why do I get attacked for that? I don't know. Somebody has to be pretty popular for somebody to put this video on their page. Somebody has to be pretty popular to get attacked for it. I mean, you don't attack people unless they're popular. Let me go down this page a little bit and show you some things what people wrote. One guy wrote, it's original somewhere, doesn't zoom in or edit. I didn't zoom in or edit. All I did was pause it at times, okay? And this guy, one other guy wrote something about tripods. Well, you didn't have time to get a tripod. And the thing, that object in the sky was, if you hold a pinhead to your head with your hand, that's how small it looked. And there was no time to get the tripod. And by the time I did try to get the tripod, and by the time I got it, I couldn't see it. The object disappeared. Okay. Some guy wrote, I watched this from the beginning and putting this together, any valuable information. Well, that's where you're wrong. Any information you have, any videos about anything that you think is interesting is important, and it is valuable. Okay. Other guy wrote, looks like bird stain windshield and all this. You know, looks like a bird stain on a windshield. Not a 1980s VH camera. It's a Sony TRV 103 camera. Okay. It's a very good camera for all purpose. One guy wrote, looks like a loose rubbish bag. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Don't you understand? UFOs can pretend to look like plane lights. They can pretend to look like planes. They can pretend to look like just about any object. You don't know what's a UFO. You're not sure. I mean, you just don't know. No, this is not the least convincing. I've seen far worse, least convincing. I put he even put possible UFO on his page. Watch. It says possible UFO morphing. Possible. That's what it says. Possible. We just don't know. They were talking about the lens I had on my camera. Why I had a circle around it because it is a zoom lens. It's 3 times more zoom than a regular camera. There's no white backdrop. He was in the clouds. Okay, the whole sky was white because it was in the clouds. Okay. One guy wrote, it's not shifty. The camera isn't causing the effect, constantly being distorted. But if any distortion was going on, I think most of it was done by the object, not the camera, because the camera was on manual zoom, manual focus, and sure I was moving around. I would like to see anybody film what I did and do a better job of it. It was so small, so far up there, it was almost impossible. The username UFO Wizard taints the video for me. I am the UFO Wizard, though. You have to understand that. I I go out of the way, and I may make some outlandish claims that may or may not be true, but at least I'm trying. I'm going out there. I'm outside for hours, days, years. I'm trying. I don't see anybody else trying as hard as I am. I really don't. Something about those freeze frames are not helpful at all. Blah blah blah. Shaking. I didn't use any compression software. The freeze frames do actually help because you could get a clearer picture of the object when they're not moving. So I don't know what he's talking about. No compression. I didn't use any video compression. No, sorry. You see what you get. And Rich Giordano had to put his hand on this page. This video was by a notorious hoaxer in Fresno. His name is, look, he has to point out everything about balloons. How do you prove it's balloons? You prove it. Okay, Rich, you prove those are balloons. You can't do it. I'm not saying they're not balloons, but I'm not saying they are. You just don't know. You film the same type of things, Rich. The same type of things, but yours are UFOs and mine aren't. Yeah, Rich put a big old article on this above top secret page about my video. It reveals a cluster of party balloons. Well, you prove that. It might resemble them, but I can't say they are or not. I can't say it. Method of shaking the camera, early 80s. No, I have a very good camera. It's probably better than yours. And the hoax, I don't think so. How am I supposed to hoax that when that thing must have been taken off like 3 and 4 miles away from me? I don't think it even took off from. I don't think somebody set those off. I don't think they're balloons. I don't care what they look like. UFOs, morphine UFOs, look like party balloons sometimes, and it's known around the world. If you type it in, I mean, footage like this has been known all around the world, not just by me. You could pick on other people too, Rich, and everybody else who wants to pick on me. Some idiot wrote, explains little turd started posting King UFO Kid rules everywhere on YT. I know I put King UFO Kid rules. I put it one time on one of his videos. I put it one time on there. I'm mentally unstable. How am I mentally unstable? Because what is that? What is that supposed to mean? What is that crazy shit you people write? One guy wrote, "What the hell is that noise?" No, it's not a lawnmower. It's an edger actually. Some guy wrote, perhaps he was chasing the UFO down the street with his riding mower in one hand. Well, the shaking was done because that object was so small, so high up there, and it had to zoom in so far it was almost impossible. I really challenge anybody to hold their hand still without a tripod trying to film these things. It's very, very difficult. Very difficult. One guy wrote, UFO does not stand for alien spacecraft. That is correct. It's a UFO because I don't know what it is. That's all it means. There you have it. ATS. Above top secret page. And it was kind of interesting footage, kind of. I'm just saying possible UFO. And that's what the guy wrote. This is his own words. This is above top secret. Somebody picked that video up. Said it was a possible morphing UFO. He even said that himself. I didn't say that. I said UFO morphing daytime with a question mark because it was kind of interesting. I mean, you can't take that away. I challenge anybody to even find one of these things to film, and then I want to see you try to film and see what you come up with. It's not going to be as good as my footage, I guarantee you. I mean, it's very hard to film those things way in the air. I don't care. Especially when you zoom in, the farther you zoom in, the more shaky it's going to get, and you cannot use a tripod most of the time because it's just not handy. And if object's too high in the air, the tripod won't reach that angle.